We got another one! In addition to the Cozy Gremlins collection. This one has strings, like a sweater. Glorious. Greetings and salutations, weary travelers and fellow Cozy Gremlins. Welcome to the Reaction Sleepover. This is the series where we get cozy and we react to stuff. We only have one story today, but it is by our esteemed guest, SEASONSECTOR. He has submitted so many stories to this series. You better go give him love. PocoMuses demands it. I am baffled by this title. Marriages, horses, and mock trials. Excusez-moi. Hello again. Greetings. I say that like I've set a trap. You are trapped here. You can never leave. Give me your stories. I feel like if I was gonna be a villain in any way, it would be the story gremlin. I steal you so you can tell me your stories, and I just sit happily as I listen. I'm not even that bad. I just want people to tell me stories. So as the title says, there's marriage and horses. But allow me to explain. Only the best stories are followed by those words. It was 2015, and either... 2015? That was 9 years ago. In either March or April, and it was during the senior year for government, and we were having a mock trial because this was during or after the court approved of the LGBT being able to marry, and so the teacher was like, okay, in a few days or tomorrow, we'll be having a mock trial, so raise your hands if you want to be a mock judge. Me and a friend of mine and like 4 to 5 other people raised their hands, right? You're like, ultimate power, please. So fast forward to the day of the mock trial. Whew. People are throwing up. How did we get here? Psych, this is the story of when you discovered time travel. And both sides were making their statements, but one that I'm going to point out is that for the side that was for the marriage, they said people should have the right to marry anyone they want as long as it's legal. Not the exact quote, I'm paraphrasing. And so the teacher, who wasn't involved in any way except to say which side could make their statements first and counter arguments literally just setting off the table, decides to cut in and use an example. Well, you said anyone should be able to marry anyone, but what if David, fake name for me, wanted to marry his horse? Why did you go to horse? Who goes right to horse? Madam, are you okay? Madam or sir, are you all right? And also them singling you out, like, hey, why are you dragging me into this? If you're gonna use a weird scenario, just use yourself. Why would you go to horse? Should he be allowed to marry his horse? And I'm pretty certain that after he said that both sides in this mock trial were confused, I was confused, and the other mock judges were confused. Imagining just the awkward pause, just like, why are you suggesting a horse marriage? Sir, I assure you, no one else was going to bring that up. Just I wouldn't know what to do in that situation. What do you even say in response to that? You're like, I wouldn't. I'm concerned for your brain. You had a weird school, man. If you're new here and you haven't seen other videos where I read SEASONSECTOR's stories, you went to weird schools. Weird things happened. Did anyone else have weird experiences in school? I kind of want to know. If you have any weird stories about school, submit them, because I'm fascinated. And the other mock judges were confused because it's like they said anyone, not anything. And sure, horses are living beings. They're not people. This has nothing to do with what you're talking about. I can only imagine how embarrassing that must have been to go home after that day's lesson, and that teacher must have just crawled under a billion rocks and just wished to die. Just as many blankets as he could find. And never see the world again. That's what I would do. I don't know if I could recover from that. Can you imagine what the next day would have been like? I feel for you, man, but why did your brain go there? And this is the funny part. This is the funny part? During the day and up till a few months ago, I was mad that he used me as an example. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're like, why did you single me out for your weird scenario? Leave me out of this. You're peas in a misery pod. Now all these high school students, because they're menaces, are torturing not only him, but also you, because you are forced into this unwarranted scenario. I was mad they used me as an example. It was only a few months ago that I went, wait, what does marrying a horse have to do with marrying another person? You just wake up from cold sweat like, wait a minute. That is only the kind of story where you're just up late at night and that just pops into your head and you're like, wait a minute. You know, the usual conspiracy theorist cycle. everyone experiences very late at night. Plot twist, that teacher had a grudge against you, so they created this convoluted plan to make up a weird scenario that had nothing to do with anything you were already talking about, and drag you into it so that you would be bullied forever, even though you had no consent in the matter. I don't know what I expected from the title of the story, but it wasn't that. I kind of had no expectations, and wow, did I... did that really throw me for a loop? For a moment, my brain just could not compute how, like, that's a real scenario. Well, thank you for that very entertaining story. As usual, appreciate you so much. Again, go give him love. He deserves it. Or Story Gremlin will come get you and force you to tell me stories. This makes me want to ask, does anyone have weird school stories? Just like, what's something that was just weird that you encountered or experienced, or I don't know. Fun prompt. But yeah, I know this video is shorter, only one story, but as promised, the never-ending blabber of Amanda's squirrel brain. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you're doing well, but if not, I hope this video has brightened your day at least a little bit. It's just a nice little treat. Just like a weird thing that happened to someone in high school. Again, if you have any stories like that, or any other kinds of stories, you know, share them. You can either do that in the Google form in the link to the description. You could even leave a comment and say like, hey, this is a story submission. I never really asked for that because I didn't think about it. But you can do either those two things, or you can email me. As always, I appreciate you. As always, I appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you for being here and just come hang out with me. It makes my day. So that is gonna be it for today. Take care of yourselves and each other. Do your best to be a good human, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!